So hello everyone, welcome back to All Board Regulatory Bodies. As you all know that RBI Grade B Phase 1 examination is over. Results are also out. NABARD Grade A Phase 1 examination is over and students are expecting the result. The SEBI Grade A Phase 2 exam is also over. Now one thing is there that many students are awaiting for much more opportunities, where we are very fortunate that IRDAI Assistant Manager examination notification is out. Many of the regulatory bodies aspirants have also started their preparation for the same exam. But we also should know that what is this exam about, because ये exam बार-बार नहीं हो रही है. Last time this exam came last year only, 2023. But before that it has come in 2018. So there is less of previous year questions, less of the available information with us that how the exam is and the pattern is. And that's why by a popular demand, most of the students were asking for, sir, bring a session where you can tell us about the answer writing related to IRDAI exam through previous year questions. So that is why today we are doing IRDAI Phase 2 examination, past year questions analysis, and that also descriptive questions associated with the topics such as your ESI, insurance and management. So we are starting with the IRDAI Phase 2 previous year questions for ESI. First, let us look at various types of questions which were asked. Then I will also give you model answer of one question from each subject so that you understand how to write an answer. Then we will look at the analysis, and also we will discuss about what are the takeaways which you learn from this particular session. This is not just a strategy session, it will also give you an idea that what were the previous questions which were asked. Shall we start? Let's start and let us look at what were the topics which were asked in the IRDAI exam. If you are a student who is already preparing for IRDAI exam, and if you are not finding many of the resources, then definitely you should go on our Olive Board's website, and you should check out IRDAI course which we have recently launched. We have launched IRDAI Assistant Manager 2024 complete course. This is a complete course which provides you all the lectures which are for insurance management, then your ESI. We are covering all the lectures, also providing you even your answer writing sessions, your mock tests, as well as notes for the IRDAI Phase 1 and Phase 2 preparation. Apart from this, we have also launched the LearnPack also, which is the best resource for your IRDAI Assistant Manager. It includes mock test, notes and current affairs also for IRDAI. Okay, so let's now begin our discussion, of which we were talking about the past year paper analysis for IRDAI Phase 2 exam. So look at it, guys. These are the questions which were asked in your IRDAI Phase 2 previous year questions ESI section. Okay, these were asked in ESI section. What were the questions? So the first question, look at it here. Attempt any three, 24 marks each, and the word limit is 250 words. How much questions are there? In total, 5 questions are there, and from that 5 questions you have to solve any 3. So look at it here. What are the questions given in ESI? Discuss the primary objectives and challenges associated with Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So a direct government schemes related question. It is very similar to RBI Grade B and NABARD Grade A exam. In RBI also, retail direct scheme has been asked. In NABARD also, Matsya Sampada Yojana has been asked. Similarly, here a question is asked related to Fasal Bima. Bima again, here IRDAI insurance related scheme. Are we clear? Next. Evaluate the advantage and difficulties encouraged by Ayushman Bharat scheme in delivering affordable and accessible health care to families. One more governmental scheme, but this governmental scheme is universal in nature, that is Ayushman Bharat. Okay, so health insurance, from that point of view also, again this schemes becomes very, very important for the people who don't have that financial support or that financial buffer for their family and medical emergency. For them, Ayushman Bharat is very, very important scheme. This is second. Third question is, suppose an insurance company A is a leader in providing life and health insurance product in the country X. Country X has recently experienced significant decline in the young population that has impacted the insurance company A. Discuss the impact of various age structures on insurance company or insurance industry. So this is nothing but, again, try to understand here. What subject is there in your IRDAI? Is it ESI? No. Anybody didn't corrected it. It is Is it ESI? No, it is ESI associated or ESI linked with insurance sector. So ESI with insurance topics. So this is the main syllabus for your IRDA exam. So that is why, see, ESI subject is there, but this ESI will be having some very important insurance topics. That is why this is how this ESI with insurance differentiate from the ESI from the rest of the exams like RBI and NABARD. So one question directly has been asked from insurance. Does it means that many of the students will be saying that, sir, but this is ESI, why they have asked insurance here? They can ask the insurance directly in the insurance and management sector also, section also. The problem is that, see, the topic is economic and social issues, and insurance sector also affects your economic and social issues. So that's how this question, look at this question. They are asking about, see, there was a decline in young population which has impacted insurance company A. Now discuss the various impact of age structures, that is different age structures, age groups are there in the country. How those age groups affect or they are having impact on the insurance industry. So young population, then your young population, then your married population, which briefly is between 30 to 45 age, then old gerontological the stage, that is old population. So all these groups are there. You can write the answer in same way and how these groups are affecting insurance sector. Describe positive and negative effects of COVID-19 pandemic on insurance industry. Analytical question. See, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. These all 3 questions were direct, somehow direct in nature, not that much analysis. But the 4th question, when you're looking at it, has little bit analysis, how positives were there because of your COVID-19 pandemic. What negatives were there because of the COVID-19 pandemic on insurance sector. For example, in COVID-19, you would have seen that various UPIs even were doing the insurance of 149 rupees, where you will get insurance for one bed for per person or per patient, up to expense of 50,000 will be covered by just giving 149 rupees. So various insurance products were coming out when COVID-19 was there. Similarly, you can write such positives as well as negatives. Question number 5, explain the principles of utmost good faith and principle of indemnity. Both of these terms, both of these topics are associated with insurance, hardcore insurance. Again, so if you see ESI, it is combination of economic topics also, but at the same times also mainly the topics of insurance. First 3 questions are directly associated with economy in one way, and next 2 to 3 questions are associated with your insurance mainly. Out of these 5 questions, you have to write any 3. Each question is for 24 marks. So the overall mark distribution is heavy in this first question. Next question, question number 6, is about write short notes. So short notes you have to write. Each short note you can write for 80 words, and each short note is for 7 marks. You have to write these 3. First is highlight the importance of FDI in insurance sector. How much FDI is there? Please tell me in the comment section. Bima Sugam is an online marketplace. Explain the brief on how customers will benefit from this marketplace. Discuss the role of banks and brokers in insurance distribution. Then question number 7. Now they have given a passage you can see, or maybe they have given you an information. From that they have given 2 questions. Each question is for 7 marks. Identify the following segments are deemed high risk for a company and provide rationale for your choices. Second is determine which of the following segments offer greatest profit potential for a company and explain your reasoning. So both these questions, again, these are from your insurance calculations. So that is why ESI, don't forget, this is not just ESI subject, it is ESI with insurance. So now once you understand that these were the questions till question number 7, now one more question was there which was associated with, yeah, so these were all your questions which were associated with ESI, right? So yes, so now once you understand the ESI questions here, okay, yeah, once you understand the ESI questions here, okay, so now let us go through insurance and management. So you gone through ESI questions, now you understood how and which type of ESI questions are asked. Let us look at insurance questions now. Insurance and management, first question is table based. What do you mean by table based? One table they have given. You have to read that table, you have to get the insights from that table, analyze the table, and then answer. Identify the top 3 best performing classes of business based on the provided data. Analyze which of the class has best financial effectiveness out of the classes identified as top performer in the table provided. Okay. Then this is question number 1, and 2 questions are asked, A and B, each for 5 marks. Then one more question is there, question number 2, which is again short notes. Each question is for 7.5 marks. You have to solve any 3, and 4 they have given. Impact of business cycle on insurance, insurance underwriting and contribution towards risk management. Explain how insurance contributes to mobilizing saving and financial and facilitating financial intermediation. Discuss the primary functions performed by insurers, including product design, claim management, investment and reinsurance. Then question number 3 is again passage based. 2 questions are asked for each 7.5 marks. And then question number 4 is answer the following, 20 marks each, and 2 questions are there. First is describe various aspects of communication. Both these questions for 20 marks are from management. Okay, management. First, describe the various aspects of communication skill, and second is define the factors affecting human resource management in organization with respect to salary management and benefits and services. Are we clear here? Now let us go through the last question, last set, that is write short notes. Again, each short note is for 10 marks. Provide overview of organizational change, digital transformation in the organization. Passage again based question, 10 marks. 2 questions are there. How would you enhance the staffing process, impact DEF logistics ability to meet its new strategic goals? And second is, what role might be controlling process play in sustaining improvements at DEF logistics, and how does it support the other management processes? This is all about the questions. Now, once you understand the questions, yes, we are going to analyze. Don't worry about it. We are going to analyze. So let us first analyze your ESI section. Okay, ESI first we will be analyzing. What do you see from ESI section by analyzing it? If you go through all the questions which are asked, major questions are asked which are from government schemes, which are direct questions. So government schemes questions are direct in nature. Write it down, or you can take a screenshot also. Second, insurance topics associated with economic and social issues are very, very important. These are also direct, but at the same time, some questions also can be analytical in nature. Analytical in the sense, how does insurance sector is affecting economy? How does insurance sector is affecting social paradigm? One best example is the question which we read and discussed. How is COVID-19 situation affecting insurance sector, positive and negatives? Again, this is nothing but ESI and insurance related topic only. Next, variable mark distribution is there, and that's very surprising. In your overall IRDAI exam for ESI, insurance and management, you will see a question for 2 marks, 2.5 marks, 5 marks, 7.5 marks, 10 marks, 20 marks, 24 marks. So variable marking system is there. For this, rather than being confused, you should be confident enough, because they have given you the proper marking system, which could be number of marks, could be anything, but they have given you word limit also. So as they have given the word limit, you don't need to worry about it. Just try to be strictly within the word limit, because variable marks are there, then variable word limit also will be there. Next, word limit becomes very, very important. As I told, picking insurance sector news is very, very important. Again, what is the theme going on? What is going on right now in the insurance sector? That's very, very important. Based on that, only questions will be coming up. Straightforward questions are there, which are asking for content and analysis. Any complicated analysis is not asked. Complicated content is not asked. Even the paragraphs and table based questions which are there, which are very direct in nature. Although if they are giving you a table, you should not be getting scared. This is a direct hit question. You can just read it out, analyze it, and then you can give the answers which are very, very easy. Takeaways and answer writing tips. First, try to understand that, know the demand of the question. The questions which are asked are very easy. You just need to mug up the theory as well as concepts which are associated with the questions. Mostly when I'm talking about government schemes, go thorough in context of government schemes, because one huge question, a question came on Fasal Bima Yojana for 24 marks. So you should know in depth about the Fasal Bima Yojana. Only generic information will not help you out. Second is structuring the answer. Demand of the question, how to understand. Simple. What is the topic? What are the keywords? For example, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. The impact, that is positive and negative, of COVID-19 on insurance sector. Then that is impact of COVID-19, that becomes a keyword. On insurance sector, that becomes a keyword. Then what is the directive? Is it asking about describing? Is it asking what? Is it asking where? Is it asking analyze, examine? Know the directive. Once you understand what is actually the examiner asking, rather than what you think the answer is, you should think about what should be the ideal answer. Okay. So once you understand this, this is nothing but your demand of the question, which many students lack in identifying. Structure of the answer is nothing but, here I have given you a best example. This is a proper template of the structure of the answer. An introduction should be there, which has to be within 20 to 30 words. It should be a definition, or simply it should be a generic information which is in most simplest language. Next, you can also elaborate a terminology, add some data, fact, but always remember, introduction is nothing but it is the first opening line of your answer. First impression is dependent on introduction. When you are talking about body, it is nothing but you should write the answer rather than paragraph based. Try writing answers in points with proper headings, subheadings, then supporting statements. Each statement which is an argument, that argument should be supported by examples and data. That gives you a proper body of an answer. And last is conclusion, which should be futuristic. Even it could be a suggestion and government initiative which is running, as well as optimistic in nature, which gives a hope to the examiner that there is a good opportunity in future. Add an example and case study so as to improve the quality and add value to your answer. More value you add, more marks you get, because here try to understand that you are not typing the answer similar to RBI and NABARD, you are writing the answers here. Multi-dimensional points should be definitely written in the answer. One more thing is there, as it is not a RBI and NABARD typing exam, you are writing here, so there is an opportunity of drawing flowcharts, drawing diagrams. So always write it in the right index. Okay, here right index, you can make a box and you can write up, you can draw a flowchart, you can draw any of the diagram which can help you to explain a complicated term or complicated insurance related terminology. Add value to your answer by adding example, case studies, etc. Substantiate your argument with data, examples, so that examiner feels that this is the exact right argument and starts to believe in your answer. This is all related to the analysis which is associated with your ESI with insurance topics. Now we are analyzing the insurance and management section. Major questions are asked from insurance, which are in short notes form of question. So if you look at insurance and management section, whatever short notes were there, majorly these short notes were asked from insurance. And whatever long questions were there, they were asked from management. For example, 20 marker question was from management. 10 marker question was from management. But insurance, they had asked multiple terminologies, multiple concepts. Some for 7 marks, some for 5 marks, some for 7.5 marks. So again, here also variability of mark distribution is there. Word limit, that's why becomes very, very important. Picking insurance sector and insurance topics are very, very important this year. Okay. Also here also you will see straightforwardness is there in question. No complicated questions like RBI are asked. Takeaways of answer writing. Again, the same thing which I discussed for ESI also, that will not change. For insurance topic related, if you are confused with it, what you can do is that you can definitely try to go and check out various themes or topics which are associated with insurance. Go understand which are the government schemes associated with insurance which are very, very important. What are the news which have come up in the last 6 to 8 months which are associated with insurance current affairs. Okay. Now let us go through the 3 answers which are from ESI, insurance and management. Our first question which I am trying to discuss with you, that what should be an ideal answer. Discuss the primary objectives and challenges associated with Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana scheme, that is ESI. So introduction is there. Launched in 2016, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is an initiative by Indian government designed to offer crop insurance to farmers against losses from natural disasters, pest diseases, it is having a primary aim to safeguard the farmer's livelihood by protecting affordable premiums and extensive coverage, promoting sustainable farming practices. So this is a proper introduction associated with Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Correct. What is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana talking about? Even if you don't know the facts, you can talk about it. Is one of the world's largest insurance premium scheme for agricultural community in the world. Okay, it's one of the largest. Okay, you can talk about that how it provides crop insurance coverage or buffer for risk-like situations which come out of natural disasters, pest, disease attack, or maybe invariable monsoon and associated damage related to crops. Simple. That's it. 2 lines done. Then move to the objectives. Always remember, any government scheme, it's structured properly. Lakshmi ma'am also has taught you a lot about the government schemes. Any government scheme will have a mission, vision, aim, objective. Then it will have components. Then it will have features or characteristics. Then it will have various pillars or various sub-schemes associated. And lastly, it will have challenges or any modifications in the government scheme. Then we are talking about objectives. What are the objectives? Financial support to the farmers, that is through insurance covers. Here financial aid is given for the crop failure. It also reduces the risk of the farming community. Okay, and that also because of the unexpected events. Second is income stabilization, where farmers now are protected from any of the agricultural risks. Whatever capital they are having, they can institute that capital or they can institutionalize that capital in their agricultural produce. So here it gives a farmer to an opportunity to do the agriculture in his intensive way or in his intensive capacity. Third, encouragement of innovation. With more and more capital accumulated in farmers' hand, as the risk has been already covered because of this Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, this particular farmer which is having capital in his hand can use various techniques, can use various innovative methods as well as, more importantly, technology, so as to improve his agricultural cultivation. And lastly, affordable premiums. So government has also provided various low premiums as well as it gives subsidies to the farmer. So Kharif crop you will see 2%, then Rabi crop 1.5% and horticultural crops and commercial crops at 5%. Even you will see that interest subvention scheme also has been paired with your Fasal Bima Yojana. So you can give such examples which are realistic in nature. Then challenges which are associated with your Fasal Bima Yojana. The question is talking about that only. Primary objectives we discussed. Challenges we are discussing now. Okay. So challenges. What are the challenges? First is farmers are frequently experiencing the long delays of receiving the compensation. That is, see, they are getting capital in the hand, but they are getting at the wrong time. Now, why is timing important in the farming? It is because of the seasons do not wait for anyone. Kharif season will come, it will go, and then Rabi season will come. Rabi season will come, then it will go, and then Zaid season will come. So for every new seasonal cropping after Rabi, for doing Kharif, after Kharif, for doing Rabi cultivation, farmer needs capital in his hand. And where if delays are there in receiving the compensation, it will definitely affect the farmers. For example, here a case study has been given that farmers from Maharashtra faced considerable delays in payouts after the 2019 floods. Many farmers also lack knowledge about the scheme, and therefore in Fasal Bima Yojana only, in spite of having large population of farmers, low enrollment is there. Not only that, a survey also tells that only 30% of the farmers knew about the details of Fasal Bima Yojana. The report has been given and the survey has been given by NABARD itself. Next is reliance on the private insurance companies also has led to the issues such as profiteering and inadequate compensation also. So private insurance companies also have got in and they have seized the vacuum which is available in the rural areas. And lastly, despite broad coverage is there throughout the Indian geographical area, some farmers and crop remained uninsured because of the regional variations and implementation challenges. So although the scheme is pan-India, but still the farmer community is always lost from the fringes of it. Lastly, a conclusion. Now this conclusion they are talking about, it has very important crucial support from international point of view also. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is criticized from internationally, WTO also, because of the agreement on agriculture. I hope that you are knowing this. But still, this scheme is one of the very important scheme for farmers. considering that every farmer, profitability, market forces, and even considering the unviability of the agricultural pricing and agricultural crisis, this scheme has it's important for preventing all the risks which are associated with the agriculture. It also removes farmers from various debt traps which are associated with unexpected risks, and that is why this becomes a very important scheme. Then you can write about the futuristic or something which is associated with the way forward of this scheme. So improving awareness, streamlining procedures, enhancing coordination between government and insurers. This is what can make this scheme successful and also safeguard the farmers for sustainable agriculture. Very good conclusion also has been given. I hope that after discussing this question and this answer with you, now you understand that how to write an ESI answer, right? Now let us look at one insurance answer, okay, and then management answer. I've taken one insurance question. Explain how insurance contributes to mobilizing saving and facilitating financial intermediation. So here it is for 7.5 marks. So again, look at the introduction. Insurance plays a vital role in economic system by mobilizing savings and facilitating financial intermediation. Here's a closer look. So it is telling about, yes, insurance sector is very important from economic systems point of view, as well as providing financial intermediation. Let me show you how. First point is mobilizing saving. As insurance provides you a proper financial buffer for any of the emergency situation, here it improves the saving habits of the people. More and more saving they do, more corpus they are having, which they can infuse in the premium payments and get into various enrollments of insurance scheme. Long-term financial planning. Considering insurance, that a person, if he is coming into a contract of a very long, very important insurance, which is maybe associated with his family or associated with his long-term planning, then if he considers that, okay, this is the premium which I have to give monthly, then definitely he will manage his finance for a very long term. So in this way, whenever a person gets into an insurance agreement, it is said that he starts his long-term financial planning from that instance. And then is financial intermediation. When you consider capital accumulation, so insurance, when we are talking about, they gather premiums and invest them in various financial instruments. These may be your bonds, real estates, and this results into capital formation. Now this capital formation is not only microscopic point of view, it is macroscopic point of view also. That means this capital formation now will be utilized by the various the insurance companies to pull and provide the funding for various other companies, which will actually start your economic cycle or economic growth. So here, if you see in context of mobilizing savings, it also improves the individual family income also. It improves your financial planning at a microscopic small stage, that is family as a unit. And third is at a macroscopic economic stage, it also creates a buffer, or it creates a fund, a pool of funds or pool of capital which comes from the insurance companies, which can be utilized for the economic growth. Then comes risk management and economic stability. When we are talking about this point, insurance, when we are talking about, it reduces the financial loss from the various risks. There are various risks associated. For example, health insurance you consider, car insurance you consider. Any of the risk will not come directly. It will not knock on your door. Okay, it will be an surprise event. So here, if you are considering at such an risky stage or at such an emergency and unexpected event, insurance can help anybody or any family to maintain their economic stability. It can also provide them enough corpus in their hand which they can spend on other things, and enhance investors and consumer confidence also. Liquidity provisions, when we are talking about in financial markets, when we are talking about, insurance company improve the market liquidity because of insurance and getting people enrolled in the various insurance plans. This is nothing but where people are investing for a very long term. That is why this helps in capital formation, and this capital formation actually helps to build the overall economic activities and development. Lastly, a single line, insurance is crucial not only for risk management but also providing economic stability, growth through effective saving mobilization and financial intermediation. Financial intermediation is nothing but how insurance is responsible for improving the finances at both the stages, micro and macro. Micro as in it helps a family for planning their long-term financial goal, or long-term financial planning. And second, at an economic stage also, it provides government with enough corpus separately from the insurance which they can use for economic growth now. Then is a question which is asked from the management. It describes various aspects of communication. It is for 20 marks. Such 2 questions were asked. So, introduction, communication skills, when we are talking about, they are asking about various aspects. So first, explain what are communication skills. You can talk about that these are crucial for interaction between the two persons or professional persons who are in an particular environment. Okay, you can talk about basic communication skills are nothing but how we interact with each other. It helps in interaction, it helps in understanding people. They involve clearly in expressing your thoughts, understanding others' message, and the key aspects have been now broken down and given. So first is expressively speaking and empathetic learning. So expressively speaking is nothing but you express yourself and speak what you feel. And second is empathetic listening is nothing but you empathize with the person who is talking and you try to understand him. Both these points are very, very important in context of communication. Communication is not about you talking or you just listening. It is a combination of both. When two people come together and they talk, they engage. They engage as in they give and they receive. That's what communication is. It is not just about giving and just about taking. Next, persuasive communication. Communication also helps in actually influencing others as well as doing carry out certain objective or work. So it helps in influencing others. It helps us to do a particular work by delegating it to someone. So opinions, actions in respectful and convincing manner, you will be only able to do it if you are able to convince him properly. And convincing is nothing but, yes, persuasion only. So the main other function or other aspect of communication is how persuasive you are, how you can convince the other party. Convincing is nothing but how you can delegate him the work, or you can convince him on a particular topic. You can change his attitude, you can change that person. That's what your persuasion is. Now again, this persuasion, when we are doing, it's in respectful and convincing manner. The effective persuasion, always remember, this will give an opposite person or the person who is interacting, you will only give them ideas which are compelling or ideas which make them think about their own decisions and own thinking, and then give them opportunity to change themselves. Not manipulating others, but rather give opportunities so as to analyze themselves. So persuasion is giving and expressing ideas which are compelling in nature, not manipulating in nature. Then sensitive communication, this also recognize the other aspects, emotional traits also, or emotional states of the people also. Someone is crying or someone is sad. At that time also communication helps a lot in having a conversation, handling those situations as well as giving feedback. Informative management is nothing but here communication helps in an organization where from the top to bottom approach or bottom to top approach, it is able to connect the links between different departments as well as different levels. It brings decision making as well as team building process more focused and more lenient. Defensive and non-defensive communication, it talks about how trust, honesty, transparency could be there in a communication between you and a person. And at the same time, there could be a misunderstanding or maybe a lack of trust between two people who are having a communication. And lastly, a conclusion. Good communication skill are responsible for connecting two people together to bridge the gap of trust between them, to make two people work together and identifying a particular goal and objective and achieving that. Then enhance relationship, improve professional interaction, help in better understanding and cooperation, etc., etc. See, this was a question which was asked from management. So now you have understood what is the overall, what are the overall answers and how ideally these answers have to be written. I hope this session was very, very fruitful for you. And yes, analysis ko bhulna mat. I hope that this analysis also told you what is exactly the IRDAI answer writing all about. Thank you very much and see you next time.